When I was listening to Indra Nooyi last night receive her award, talking about Pepsi's philosophy, performing with a purpose, it sort of altered the shape of some of the remarks that I was going to make today. Because I think that's such a powerful concept. What Pepsi is doing, of course, is not only achieving its performance goals, but it's doing it within the context of a vision of how they're going to make the world better. And so there's clearly a sense of optimism and a sense of purpose. It creates energy within our organization and also builds trust and confidence with their stakeholders. So to me, there's an important lesson there for us in the business community as we think about how are we going to impact policy in this country. I've been in a number of meetings over the last couple of weeks where business folks tend to be on the depressed side, tend to be on the pessimistic side. And you have to think, is that kind of thing that's not going to become self-fulfilling? I don't know how many of you have heard of the Stockdale paradox, but I think that particularly applies to the world that we're in now. Admiral Stockdale, years ago, was the highest-ranking prisoner of war in Vietnam, and he was asked at some point, did he ever believe that he was going to get out? And, of course, he was subject to all sorts of abuse and so forth, and he said he never lost faith in the fact that he was going to get out. He never lost faith that the U.S. government was going to prevail and that he personally had the ability to prevail. And they said, well, what about, did everybody get out? And he said, no, actually the people that didn't get out were the optimists. And he said, well, isn't that somewhat of a contradiction? Weren't you an optimist? And he said, no, just the opposite. He said, I dealt with the brutal reality of the situation, but I never lost ultimate faith in where my life and where the country's life was going to go. And it seems to me that part of what this business community is missing now is creating that sense of ultimate faith. Part of what we need, in addition to dealing with our performance issues around restructuring the tax code and entitlements and those kinds of things, we need to paint a picture that we have belief and confidence in about where this country is going to go over the next 20 years. Basing it on our core competencies of innovation and entrepreneurship. But we need to be thinking in terms of the impact we're going to have on emerging countries and how the quality of life there is going to improve as a result of what we're doing. How we're going to close the gap between the haves and the have-nots within our country. To have a sense of a higher purpose that we operate within. And if we do that, then I think we will not only have positive energy around our deliberations, but we will build trust with all the different constituents that we're going to have to work with. So there's just some little indirect thoughts that I had about the deliberations, not only the last day here, but the last few weeks that I've had the chance to listen to the business people worry about the situation that we're in today.